Um, I do have a special guest today, but you're probably not going to see him on camera, right?
Really? I'm not going to be on camera.
I know they can't really see you.
Oh, damn, man. I want to talk about the pharaohs.
Oh yeah, my roommate Michael, who got me my bit part in the movie, Long Kill is going to be here. Let's
All right.
let's see. Put you you can wave hi.
What's up, guys?
Yep.
You guys ready to learn about ancient Egypt?
Yep.
Let's talk about ancient Egypt. I'm going to let Rusty talk about it, and I'll just
Yep.
chime in because I love ancient Egypt.
Yeah, that's my roommate Michael. At least one of the several roommates that lives here.
Yeah, the other one you don't really see because he's like a freaking secret agent.
Oh, yeah, Dan, and then you got the hermit downstairs, John.
Yes, John Boy. I like to call him John Boy after Game Boy because he's like the king of Nintendo. So that's my little nickname to him.
Well, before we start into Egypt, I said this is going to be a good way for them to get to know us when we start our podcast.
Oh yeah, dude. Absolutely, dude.
So ancient Egypt. Let's see, we got. This is a whole history on the town of ancient Egypt, but we do got a lot of pharaohs. And you said you want to talk about pharaohs?
Yeah. What is the very first pharaoh ever in ancient Egypt?
That one I don't know, but
Okay.
But we do have King Tut, but actually I don't know if he was a pharaoh. He's considered a pharaoh, right?
He was a pharaoh. I think he ended up getting killed as a child at 12 years old because
No, 19.
19? Okay, I'm wrong. 19. Because they had some bizarre ritual that they could only be pharaoh for so long. Isn't that correct?
Yeah.
It's like that's pretty freaky. I mean, it's almost like that movie The Mummy in a way, except in The Mummy, what, the guy gets killed because he touches the one chick?
He touched a chick that was not like his wife.
Yeah.
And they killed him for it.
Yeah, so anyways, we can talk about the real pharaohs. Absolutely. Go ahead, man. Hit me with some pharaohs like King Ramses and whatever.
You got King Ramses, you got King Tut.
Yeah.
You also got the pharaohs that are mentioned throughout the Bible.
Right. Moses, I believe. Oh no, Moses was not a pharaoh, right?
I don't think he was.
Yeah, screw it. Okay. So guys, just to let you know, I am Catholic, but
And
I didn't really read the Bible quite like Rusty here, because you read the Bible, right?
Not the whole thing.
Oh, okay. So you at least started and everything.
I got the furthest I got was to the book Psalms, and
Okay.
then I haven't gotten any further.
Okay.
I haven't even got to the New Testament. I'm still stuck in that old portion.
The way you said, I'm still stuck in that old portion. Yeah, sorry guys if we're not trying to offend anybody out there that's religious, but anyways, Rusty, let's talk about the pharaohs.
Okay, let's go see what we got here. Let's go pull up pharaohs here and see what we got. I don't think Alexander the Great would be considered one.
Who?
Alexander the Great. I don't think he was a pharaoh.
I could do my own research over here and look him up, but honestly, I'm being so lazy, so I'll let you have it.
Okay, I might have to type it in because it's not coming up with pharaohs in this portion.
I'm gonna look up King Tut
Okay.
because I want to see how many wives he had. I'll let you look up the other guy.
Well, actually, I could do the whole thing on ancient Egypt here.
Yeah.
I'm going to talk about the whole thing, and then when it comes to pharaohs, I can click on it. So we got ancient Egypt as a cradle civilization, concentrated along the lower reaches of the Nile River in northeastern Africa. Oh, damn, is that so? Yeah, that is where it's at, isn't it? Since I've never been to Egypt, would you want to go to Egypt or no?
Absolutely, dude. Almost all the hottest girls I've seen on Instagram, they always go to Egypt, you know, and to me that turns me on as a heterosexual guy like Rusty over here.
Yeah.
Because it's like freaking Tomb Raider. It's like, God, man, I want to mount these girls, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, they're freaking amazing. But anyways, I'm getting too dirty here. This is a history lesson.
Oh,
so
we can make it dirty. I don't care.
I mean, well, yeah, I freaking love Tomb Raider. What can I say?
The one with Angelina Jolie or the new one?
Everything Tomb Raider, like freaking the games and the Angelina Jolie
and then they got
movies.
And then you got the new one with that one girl.
Yeah, that's not bad. The new games though are not as great because, in my opinion, Lara Croft should always have her freaking dual pistols. It drives me nuts, and I've said this so many times on my ex. Just always give her dual pistols. You know, it pisses me off that she only has a freaking bow and arrow. You know what I mean? And if you're gonna go raid a tomb, all right. So say you go to King Ramses' tomb.
Yeah.
All right. Let's just say you're back in that time. All right. Or you discovered it. Would you take a bow and arrow?
No,
Exactly.
I would take something, but the problem is, Egypt has different laws than we do.
Right.
You cannot raid a pharaoh's tomb
Right.
without being prosecuted in some way.
Absolutely. I'm saying though, not now. I'm saying maybe in like like the mummy times, like what was it, the 1930s, like around that era.
When
You know.
when they found his tomb.
Well, whatever they did, I'm just saying, like, if you were trying to protect yourself, you're obviously not going to take a bow and arrow. You know what I mean?
No,
You're going to have a gun.
I would take something else.
Right.
Like I would take something that would be considered more valuable.
Right.
But I wouldn't want the Egyptians to condemn me for taking something that belonged to them.
There you go, the curses.
Yeah.
So yeah, why don't we talk about that? You said we're on King Ramses, so I'll go ahead. I'll get King Ramses on my phone, so we can stay on topic.
Well, I mean, this whole thing's going to be on the whole country, ancient Egypt, but we can bring up pharaohs and curses possibly because supposedly there are curses for Egypt if you take something that doesn't belong to you.
Right. So let's talk about the curses then. So if you don't mind, briefly on that subject of curses, do you believe then in those curses? So some people say that those were just
Hoaxes.
Hong Kong Phooey.
Like hoaxes. Yeah.
Exactly. Yes.
I believe that it could happen.
Yeah.
But I've never personally been to Egypt, never taken anything, so I wouldn't know.
Right. I don't know. I mean, they did say that Howard Carter, who discovered King Tut's tomb, they said supposedly his entire team was cursed except for him.
Because he didn't take anything they did.
Yeah. So it's like, that's what makes me wonder. Not to mention, have you seen the show Destination Truth?
Heard of it, but no, I've never seen that.
So if you go into the Valley of the Pharaohs, they went to the Valley of the Pharaohs. Something strange happened. A sandstorm happened. Now, is that a coincidence, or is it because maybe they're in ancient grounds and they're filming, and they don't like that? You know what I mean? So you gotta wonder.
That's also the same thing with paranormal. Like basically, don't tread into the territory because something bad can happen too.
Exactly. I don't want to change the subject into
but
what happened over here. But anyways, yeah.
So let's we can get back on the topic.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So King Ramses, you're
reading from here.
Oh.
But anyway, but still, it's like I'm also writing notes too. Like to do next videos too.
Okay.
But so we got ancient Egypt, which is right next to the northeastern Africa. It emerged from the prehistoric Egypt around 3150 BC. Okay, just to get off topic for just 1 second here. How old do you think the world is?
Oh God. Is this supposed to be a trick question or something? Come on, dude.
Yes.
I don't want to, dude. I feel like the dude, all right, from The Big Lebowski. I don't want to answer questions like this. I don't want to use my brain that hard until December 2nd, okay?
I'll be because it's, like, to me, I have not figured that out either.
Oh.
But but they keep saying, but they keep saying, the world is supposed to be old as hell, but nobody really knows.
I mean, it's like asking what came first, the chicken or the egg. It's like, does anybody really know? I mean, no, please. Well, what's your theory on that? Side note.
Egg.
Okay. But
I'm just guessing. I don't know.
No, it's cool. So Ramses the second.
There's Ramses the first and Ramses the second.
Okay.
I don't know which one you want to talk about.
Well, I just want to know why when I type in Ramses, I guess he came up first. Yeah, I typed in King Ramses. Ramses II comes up first. Why is that?
It could be the second pharaoh of Egypt, maybe.
Interesting. Okay.
See, I'm not really sure because I don't study a whole lot of pharaoh stuff.
I mean, you probably know the basics, hieroglyphics and all that.
Yep.
I mean, because in 6th grade we had to do, I don't know if you had to do this also in 6th grade, we had to make sarcophaguses of ourselves.
That's the one, the sarcophagus is what they bury the pharaohs in.
Exactly. So we all had to do that. And we all had to figure out a way that we died, in ancient Egypt. And we made it into like a little hieroglyphic, is it a hieroglyphic poem? I think we used hieroglyphs to make our poem. No. We used English, but we had hieroglyphs on our sarcophagus.
That would portray how you died.
Exactly. So if you were to do this assignment, and you made your own sarcophagus, you had your face on it, all right, what would your cause of death be? I'm just curious, in Egypt, if you were in that time.
Because Egypt is bathed in the desert, I would put down dehydration because basically they have very limited water resources unless you get to the ocean.
Well, knowing you, if you were in that time and you made it to Pharaoh, I would say probably you're screwing too many girls.
Well, not just that, but they didn't have AIDS back then, so it would just be mainly just whatever diseases they had back then.
Oh, okay, my fault. I'm just saying the way you are. I mean, I know you'd make it the Pharaoh because of the way you're so smart and everything.
Yep.
But I don't know. I mean, personally, dude, I'd be screwing so many girls back then because you know how horny they were back then. Did you see the hieroglyphs?
And then the pharaohs had multiple wives. They didn't just have one. They had multiple.
That's the thing, dude. I mean, look at Cleopatra. I mean,
she had multiple husbands.
Yeah, dude. I mean, holy crap. I mean, there's a reason Katy Perry was her in that one video. I mean, damn.
Are you talking about the one with
Dark Horse?
The one with Juicy J.
Yes, dude. Really, really hot stuff, dude. But going into more, nonfiction here. Anyways, I'm gonna let you take it back. I know I'm getting sightracked on this stuff.
So we got, according to conventional Egyptian chronology. Sorry, tongue-tied. Chronology. Yeah, I can never say that word right.
What?
I think is it chronology?
Chronologically.
Chronologically.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get tongue-tied sometimes trying to pronounce these words.
It's okay. It's better to get tongue-tied with the women, but that's okay.
I'd rather be tongue-tied down there.
There you go.
Or behind.
You gotta give them a car wash down there.
Yep.
But yeah.
Now we're just getting too dirty here.
We are. This is getting really dirty, but this is definitely gonna help your audience out. This is like Bill Nye the Science Guy, but triple X version of that.
So we got Upper and Lower Egypt, where
yes.
Which were amalgamated by Menes.
Mm-hmm.
Who is believed to be the majority of Egyptologists to have been the same person as Narmer, which I'm not sure who that is exactly.
Mm.
The history of ancient Egypt unfolded as a series of stable kingdoms that were interspersed by the intermediate periods. Do you know anything about that or no?
So going back to 6th grade, yeah, we learned a lot about that. I also learned what?
Like the intermediate period. Do you have a theory on that one?
Dude, I forgot about it. All I remember is a sarcophagus, okay, that we had to make.
Yeah.
We talked a little bit about what they believed in, all right, what was fictional. Like, for instance, the whole scarabs eating people out, like that freaking movie. Dude, that, I don't know how exactly fictionalized that was, you know?
Yeah.
So, but anyways, I don't know, what exactly is that?
The intermediate period?
Yeah, what is that? What do you mean by that?
That's one of the periods. It says interspersed by the intermediate periods.
Yeah.
Let's see. Oh, okay. It's basically a take on the Old Kingdom, the Middle Kingdom, and New Kingdom in Egypt.
Oh, that's cool. Okay.
I guess because they do talk about it, they also break it down into early, middle, and late Bronze Age.
Oh, damn.
That's another thing too.
That's awesome, dude.
But I also find a lot of the Egyptian artifacts fascinating because of how they made them.
Yeah.
It's really cool and really fun.
I mean, they had a lot of slaves back then. Who were the slaves? Remember we discussed this in
the people that built basically the people that built the pyramids.
The Jews.
The Jews also they built the pyramids.
Yeah.
But also the one thing I've always thought about too was without the proper technology that we have now, how did they build it back then?
Well, as we were talking about before this, in private, honestly, I feel it's the pulley system. I feel like it had something to do with like a pulley system. They invented that.
Or what's your take on the aliens? Do you think the aliens had helped?
It's quite possible, all right, because the whole ring of fire or fire in the sky, something about that. I know it's described, I believe, in the Bible, either the New Testament or the Old Testament. There might have been ancient aliens, and for some reason, maybe they didn't fully record them because maybe when they came down from the stars, they told whoever it was back then, hey, please do not record this. We're helping you, and we want to help your culture. And then they left. You know what I mean?
And then also, this is going to be another topic if you want to come on next week too.
Yeah.
I'm going to probably put up a video about extinct animals and what's your opinion on the dinosaurs going extinct.
That's a side topic. But I just really like ancient Egypt.
Yeah.
So let's split out. We can just get more into ancient Egypt here.
Okay.
So and another factoid, please.
Okay, so we get intermediate periods, which is where we left off at, but of relative instability. Now, these stable kingdoms existed in one of three periods. Like we mentioned, the Old Kingdom of the Early Bronze Age, the Middle Kingdom of the Middle Bronze Age, or the New Kingdom of the Late Bronze Age.
Oh, you're talking about the periods. I see. Like
Yeah.
in time. I see what you're saying.
Yeah,
So Silver Age, Bronze Age, all that. I get what you're saying.
there's early bronze, middle bronze, and late bronze.
Okay. Right. Okay. So, okay. Not Silver Age. I'm thinking comic books. But, all right. So, okay.
Yeah,
No, that makes sense.
Yeah, but you're more of the comic book reader. I never got into a lot of that.
Right. I'm trying to make the connection so I can understand it. So
yeah.
you're saying ancient, okay, so Egyptian periods, Egypt, E-G-Y-P-T periods.
Yeah. So the pinnacle of ancient Egyptian power was achieved during the New Kingdom,
Okay.
which extended its rule to much of Nubia and a considerable portion of the Levant.
Cool.
Now, after this period, we have Egypt entered, where they entered a slow decline. Over the course of the history, it was invaded or conquered by a number of foreign civilizations, including the Hyksos, the Kushites, the Assyrians, and the Persians. And then you also had the Greeks and Romans all invaded Egypt. That's a lot.
Mm-hmm. I see what you're saying. So I have the major periods on here. So the first major period was how do you say the Praenistic period?
Yes.
Okay. And then after that is the early dynastic period.
Yep.
Then the old kingdom.
Yep.
Then the first immediate period, which
Yep.
we're on right now, right?
Yep.
Go ahead.
So then we got, then the end of ancient Egypt is variously defined as occurring with the end of the late period during the wars of Alexander the Great in the year 332 BC, or with the end of the Greek-ruled Ptolemaic kingdom during the Roman conquest of Egypt in the year 30 BC. But in AD 642, the Arab conquest of Egypt brought an end to the region's millennium-long Greco-Roman period. So
those damn Romans, they killed Cleopatra.
Did they? I thought she got killed by the snake.
Well, they're saying right here the defeat of Cleopatra. I mean, maybe she did get killed by a snake.
There was something about the snake bit her and she died from a snake bite. That's what I heard. But I don't know how true that was either.
All right, what's Katy Perry's number? Why don't we call Katy Perry and ask her?
I don't know.
Maybe Katy Perry knows as well. No, I'll look it up.
I mean, she probably does.
Yeah, I'll look it up here. Hold on, dude. But go ahead.
I think it had something to do with her being bitten by a snake and she ended up dying from the snake bite.
Let's see.
The success of ancient
Suicide.
Yeah, I think it was suicide by snake. She let the snake bit her.
Okay.
I think that's what it was.
Yeah.
But just kind of weird. Why would you do that back then?
Dude, they might have been depressed and, they were getting old and medicine was not as advanced as it is today. You have to remember,
Now we got the success of ancient Egyptian civilization, and it came partly from its ability to adapt to the Nile's conditions for agriculture. Now, the predictable flooding of the Nile and controlled irrigation of its fertile valley produced surplus crops. So how do you think they did it back then?
Hold on, I want to see why she died. She killed herself.
Like I said, I think it was a snake bite. But
right. All right. I just want to make sure because I want to actually I want to be a little bit more non-fictional. In this, since this is supposed to be educational.
So the crops which supported a more dense population and thereby substantial social and cultural development with resources to spare, we have the administration sponsored the mineral exploitation of the valley and its surrounding desert regions, the early development of an independent writing system, and the organization of collective construction and agricultural projects, and trade with other civilizations and a military to assert Egyptian dominance throughout the Near East. Now, motivating and organizing these activities was a bureaucracy for the elite scribes. So what would be considered an elite scribe? What would your take be on an elite scribe?
Hold on, man. I got to the part where it says she killed herself. She hid herself in her tomb with her close attendants and sent a message to Antony that she had committed suicide.
Yeah, that was her husband.
In despair, Antony responded to this by stabbing himself in the stomach and taking his own life at age 53. It's a regular freaking Romeo and Juliet, dude. Except it's reverse.
Yeah, she killed herself first.
Wow.
But then she killed herself first, but Antony was her husband.
That is sad, dude.
Yeah.
Wow.
So we have
I mean, can you imagine that, dude? Like, you took a lover, you got married. And then you get depressed, and because your wife dies, and you're just like, oh, I can't take it anymore, and You hide yourself in some mausoleum, and then you boom, you have a snake bite you or something. You get a cobra or some crap like that. It's
So,
like
yeah, so
it's messed up, dude.
so-
It really is.
so basically you have elite scribes, which I don't know how you would describe that one.
Sorry, guys. I get a little dark sometimes. That's just my humor.
Oh yeah, I do too. I get dark and dirty.
So, but anyways, what was your question? I got a
No.
little
So what would you consider an elite scribe? Because that's one of the things mentioned up here, elite scribes.
elite scribes. What does that mean?
That's what I'm wondering. It's not highlighted on here, so it's so motivated and organizing these activities was a bureaucracy of elite scribes, religious leaders, and administrators under the control of the reigning pharaoh, whose job was to ensure the cooperation and unity of the Egyptian people in the context of an elaborate system of religious beliefs.
So basically, they were like documenters.
Oh, is that what you're doing?
Well, I mean, like they were, you know, preserving history, and they're almost like,
Maybe that's what they would be.
yeah, it's like they're basically historians. They're preserving history, completely facts. You know, they didn't spin it in their own direction. It was all facts, everything happening in front of them. You know, unlike newscasters today, you know, CNN and all the crazy, all those other shows out there
Yeah.
that say something to you like, oh, this politician's bad, and it's like, well, wait a minute, is he really bad? Is that politician bad? You have to figure out the facts here. So, but these guys were basically telling it like it was. You know, they said this is what happened. Cleopatra did this. So
Now,
I don't know, dude. I mean,
Now here's what gets me.
yes.
Okay, so here's the part where we're gonna get to in a minute.
Go ahead.
Among the many achievements of ancient Egypt are the quarrying, surveying, and construction techniques that supported the building of monumental pyramids, the temples, the obelisks, a system of mathematics,
Right.
a practical and effective system of medicine, irrigation systems, and agricultural production techniques, the first known planked boats, Egyptian faience, and glass technology,
Nice.
new forms of literature, and the earliest known peace treaty, which was ratified by the Anatolia-based Hittite Empire.
Yeah.
Now, its art and architecture, like we mentioned, were widely copied, and its antiquities have been carried off to be studied, admired, or coveted in the museums in the far corners of the world. Like almost every museum has something of ancient Egypt in there.
No, that makes sense, dude. I mean, I want to say, you know, we talked about this before. I feel like ancient Egypt, dude. I want to say that they were actually the first ones to have a fire department and maybe even a like a police force.
But I don't know for sure, particularly, but supposedly when Jesus was sentenced to his death, they went to Pontius Pilate,
Well, yeah,
and Pontius Pilate didn't want to have anything to do with it, so he sent him off.
right.
Now, here's the thing. What you're thinking, because when they were condemning Jesus for being the Son of God,
Yeah.
they left a more what they call like a looter and like a thief off
Yeah.
Barabbas.
Yeah.
Why do you think they let Barabbas go and condemn Jesus?
Could have been because of money. You know, they do say that who's the ultimate rebel? Jesus Christ. You know, he was the ultimate rebel, and he followed his own ways of thinking,
Of teaching
and he
and
had his own apostles who
Yeah.
followed him. You know, which only one of them betrayed.
Judas
Exactly, Judas. They say,
and
you
Peter
know,
and Peter denied him.
there you go. I mean, and they all were hung on the cross, a different type of cross. Jesus was the only one who was hung on a cross. The other ones were hung on like crosses of X or different ways. Horrible ways, dude. They're terrible.
I'm still trying to figure out who the two guys were that died with him, that were on the cross with him.
Dude,
Those two I can never figure out either. Those two,
yeah, this is why I got to read the Bible. I have to really re-educate myself. But all I'm saying is he's the ultimate rebel, and I forgot what your question was. I'm getting off topic.
oh yeah,
What was your question again? I'm sorry, dude.
I just said I wonder who the two guys were that died with Jesus on the cross.
I forgot, dude. I'm gonna let you look that up, man. As I'm
Yeah.
really being lazy right now.
And then we got Barabbas too, the guy that was released in place of Jesus because they condemned Jesus, but they released Barabbas.
Can I talk to your camera for a second here? I'm just gonna make my.
Oh yeah, yeah. My roommate Michael's gonna introduce himself.
What's up, guys? So I just want to let you all know that I'm really normally not this lazy, but I'm in between jobs right now. I start my new job December 2nd, so I'm living like the dude from The Big Lebowski. All right, but this is not about me. This is about Rusty, and I'm gonna let him take it away. All right. So enjoy Rusty. I'm just gonna chime in because he's the historian, and I'm just the smart ass right now.
Yeah. We're both smartasses. But who do you think's a bigger smartass, me or you?
Well, you're dirtier than I am.
Yeah.
I can be dirty, but when it comes to education and stuff, I'm trying to be informative here.
Yeah,
like Bill Nye the Science Guy. Yeah. You know? But right now we're like both Bill Nye the Science Guy.
Yep.
So I'll leave it at that.
So, likewise, its monumental ruins inspired the imaginations of travelers and writers for millennia. That's one thing I do. I want to get a passport so I can go to Egypt and take a look around at all the stuff they have out there.
Yeah, no, dude, just, you know,
I would
be cautious.
But for me, I would want to go with somebody. I don't want to go alone.
Yeah, no, take a girl, dude. I mean, to me, that's more of like a date trip.
Yeah, but can I get a girl that would want to go to Egypt and spend time in the desert where it's hot?
Why the hell not, dude? I mean, it's adventurous. I mean, if she's into Indiana Jones, why not, dude?
Yeah,
I mean, that's awesome. It's exotic.
I mean, I haven't found a black girl that's interested in anything like that.
Dude, you never know. You never know what you're going to find, dude. I mean, this world, there's discovery around every corner.
So a newfound European and Egyptian respect for antiquities and excavations that began in earnest in the early modern period have led to such scientific investigation of ancient Egypt and its society, as well as the greater appreciation of its cultural legacy.
Yeah.
Like for me, I do appreciate a lot of the culture and the legacy for it.
Well, the pyramids, dude. I mean, the three pyramids.
Then you got the Sphinx.
The Sphinx, but they don't make pyramids anymore. And you know why they don't make pyramids anymore? Or they stopped making the pyramids back then.
I forget why.
So it's because when they made a pyramid, what was below the pyramid? The tomb.
Where they would bury the pharaohs, yeah.
Exactly, which basically tomb robbers would come in to raid those tombs. So you're basically putting a giant, spotlight in the middle of the desert saying, hey, I'm Pharaoh Rusty, I'm buried here, take all my stuff, take everything in my tomb. You don't want to do that.
Yep.
I mean, so that's why King Tut, it was difficult for them to find the tomb because it was hidden, and when Howard Carter discovered it with his team, that was a huge discovery because it was difficult, very, very difficult.
Yeah, so the Nile has been the lifeline of its region for much of human history. Now, the fertile floodplain of the Nile gave humans the opportunity to develop what we call a settled agricultural economy and a more sophisticated, centralized society that became a cornerstone in the history of human civilization.
There you go.
Which is a good thing, don't you think?
Oh, yeah, dude, majorly. I mean, papyrus was grown around the Nile, and papyrus is definitely a very valuable resource.
This is the one thing that you had just mentioned.
Go ahead.
No, this is pre-dynastic period.
What's up?
That was what you had mentioned when you were looking up something earlier. When I was telling you about the late, and the middle Bronze Age, you mentioned pre-dynastic.
Yeah.
So now we got to the part of the pre-dynastic period.
Okay.
Why does this thing look like? Okay, I'm not gonna say what I think it's gonna be.
What?
This thing up here looks like a dildo.
Oh Jesus!
It's not though, but it looks like it.
Jesus, Mary, and Joseph. Rusty seeing dildos in the hieroglyphics.
Yeah.
Oh crap!
No, actually, no. This is like the clay artifacts.
Oh wow! Yeah, they must have been horny back then. And
no, I mean, if you look at it right here, it looks like a dildo.
Let's take a look.
Okay.
Oh, my bad, dude.
You just knocked the headphones down.
I'm sorry. Here, let me. I'm just gonna put this.
This right here does not look like a dildo.
Oh Jesus! It does. It does look like a cock. It does look like a cock. I mean, but they were horny back then. I mean, look at freaking Cleopatra, dude. How many freaking husbands did she have, dude?
I think she had like 3 or 4, but back then that was common.
Okay.
Yeah, but that does look like a dildo.
It does look like a dildo. You want to show your audience what you're looking at here?
Yeah, I'm gonna show that to them.
Hey guys, look at this.
So this is some of the ancient Egyptian artifacts. You got at the top, you got a Badarian ivory figurine. I'm not sure what Badarian is. A Nakata jar. That's this thing here.
Yeah.
Then you got a bat figurine, which is this right here. That doesn't even look like a bat.
That doesn't look like a bat either. That looks like something a woman would put her diaphragm in or something back then, if they had diaphragms.
But if you actually look at the first one here,
what?
On the left, that's actually tits right there.
Yeah, no, they were very horny back then. I mean, you said how many husbands did Cleopatra have?
I think she had like 3 or 4.
3 or 4. Oh my God, dude. I mean, maybe all at the same time for God's sakes.
And then you got a vase. This is a vase right here.
Yeah.
And then you got something called a knife. So this is supposed to be a knife actually, but it looks like a dildo. Okay, so I don't get that.
They were horny back then, dude. I mean, if you look in the pyramids and stuff, it wasn't exactly G-rated. There were a lot of descriptions of sex.
And then
you know?
and then to the right, you got the cosmetic palette, which I'm not sure what that's supposed to be used for.
Dude, Leonardo da Vinci, man, he was getting laid like crazy in different civilizations. You know, so imagine back in Egyptian times what was happening.
But back then, they didn't have laws against rape back then, so people could commit rape and they would still get away with it.
Yeah, that's really sick.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure they got smited by the pharaohs and stuff, you know. Because those pharaohs, dude, that was some serious stuff back then.
Oh yeah,
man.
back then, yeah.
Holy crap.
And then in pre-dynastic and early dynastic times, we have the Egyptian climate that was much less arid than it is today. Then you have the large regions of Egypt were savanna and traversed were savanna. I'm not sure what they're meaning by savanna. And traversed by herds of grazing ungulates, which I'm not sure what that even means. What's your opinion on ungulate or what the meaning is?
Ungulates?
Yeah, it's spelled. Yeah, it's one of the words up here. Ungulate.
Sounds like ovulate.
I know, but that's not what they're talking about.
No, I know that. It just sounds very dirty. I mean, they're really ungulating back then. Those pharaohesses, you know. But anyways, no. What does it mean?
Now let's go see for a second. Ungulate is. Oh, it's animals.
It's animals.
Yeah. So it could be. So right here, it could be a giraffe, buffalo, hippo, a moose, a whale, like the orca, a rhino, zebra, and then whatever the hell this animal is down here.
So it's another word for animals, basically.
Yeah, ones that have large hooves.
Oh, okay. So it's a class of animals that have large hooves. So like maybe like an anteater.
It's got the pictures of the animals right here.
I know. I can't see from it. You know, I wish we could blow it up on the screen or something. We'll have to think about that for next time. Anyways.
Actually, it tells you right here.
Okay.
The South African giraffe.
Okay, I know a giraffe, yeah.
A plains bison.
Okay.
A camel.
That makes sense. Okay.
Red deer. Wild boar. The killer whale like the orca. Plain zebra. Indian rhinoceros. And a Brazilian tapir.
All right, dude. That's awesome.
So that's what the ungulates are.
Okay. All right. Well, I learned a new word today. Ungulates.
Yeah, I never even heard of that word.
I'm gonna call a girl that, you know, the next girl I get in a relationship with.
And then she's
baby, you're an ungulate.
And then she's not gonna know what the word means.
No, she won't. I'll explain it to her. Like, we could use that in a sexual way. Anyways, go ahead.
This is gonna be a topic for off. This is gonna be a topic for off camera. But my mom told me this, and it's traumatic.
Oh God.
And it terrified me to this day.
Oh no.
So foliage and fauna were far more prolific in all environments, and the Nile region supported large populations of waterfowl. Hunting would have been common for Egyptians, and this is also the period when many animals were first domesticated. I would love to get a dog if I had my own place, or a cat, but you know.
Yeah. So speaking of cats, you know, back in ancient Egypt,
they worship cats.
Exactly. So that movie, The Mummy, that was accurate. You know, I'm talking about the Brendan Fraser mummy, not the one with Tom Cruise. You know what I'm talking about? That remake? They tried to remake it, do their own thing.
No, just like yeah, I prefer the one with Brendan Fraser.
Yeah, those two. Well, the first two were good. I don't know about the third one, but I heard there's rumors they're making a fourth. What?
Yeah, because in one of the movies, the woman that he's supposed to marry, she dies, and then there was something that and then he did something that brought her back.
That's played by Rachel Weisz, who
Yeah.
is Daniel Craig's wife in real life. But yeah, that was the second movie. That's The Mummy Returns. But what I'm saying is the non-fiction part about that movie is the fact that cat is something that they did worship.
Yeah, they worship them as a. Yeah, I'm not sure why they worship them, but they did.
Well, we can look it up. Why did they worship it?
I mean, that'll be something for later on.
All right, I'll look it up then.
Yeah.
All right, you can stay on your topic. I'll look into why the ancient Egyptians did that.
Okay, but about the year 5500 BC, small tribes living in the Nile Valley had developed into a series of cultures demonstrating firm control of agriculture and animal husbandry. That's kind of weird to call it that. and and they were identified by their pottery and personal items that they made, such as combs, bracelets, and beads. Now, the largest of these early cultures in upper southern Egypt was the Badarian culture, which originated in the Western Desert. It was known for its high quality ceramics, stone tools, and its use of copper.
So, getting back to the topic of why they worshipped cats is because for their protective qualities, seeing them as guardians against pests, diseases, and evil spirits. All right, so pest control. Cats are natural predators. They kept the homes and grain stores free of rodents and other pests. So
because
rats and all that.
Yeah, because they eat mice and rats and,
Yeah.
and gerbils and hamsters and everything.
Maybe it's a good thing that we have feral cats outside our house because I haven't seen a single mouse over here. You know?
Yeah.
But anyways, back onto your topic.
Yeah. So now the Badari was followed by the Nakata culture.
Yeah.
The Nakata one, Amratian, and then you got Gurza and the Sumanian. Now these brought a number of technological improvements as early as the Nakata one period. The pre-dynastic Egyptians imported obsidian from Ethiopia, and used to shape blades and other objects from flakes. The mutual trade with the Levant was established during the Nakata II, between the years of 3600 BC to 3350 BC, and this period was also the beginning of the trade with Mesopotamia, which continued into the early dynastic period and beyond. Now, over a period of about 1,000 years, the Nakata culture developed from a few small farming communities into a powerful civilization whose leaders were in complete control of the people and resources of the Nile Valley. Now, establishing a power center at Nekhen and later at Abydos, Nakata III leaders expanded their control of Egypt northwards along the Nile. They also traded with Nubia, and to the south, and the oasis of the Western Desert to the west, and the cultures of the Eastern Mediterranean and Near East to the west, the Near East. Now, okay, I gotta make sure I don't lose everything either, like not lose my train of thought here. The Nakata culture manufactured a diverse selection of material goods, reflective of the increasing power and wealth of the elite, as well as a societal personal use items. This included combs, statues, painted pottery, high quality decorative stones, stone bases, cosmetic palettes, and jewelry made of gold, lapis, and ivory. And they also developed a ceramic glaze known as faience, which was used well into the Roman period to decorate cups, amulets, and figurines. So if you were going to go to Egypt, what would you take?
So to survive, taking on a vacation.
No, like this. Okay, so what I just named here. So basically, the Nakata culture manufactured a diverse selection of material goods, reflective of the increasing power and wealth of the elite, as well as societal personal use items. So you have combs, statues, painted pottery, high-quality decorative stone bases, cosmetic palettes, and jewelry made of gold, lapis, and ivory. What would you take?
So, like, cosmetically, that's what you're asking. Not to survive, just cosmetically.
Yeah.
Probably, like a comb and some pomade for, like, my hair, if they had that back then.
So for me, I don't know about the comb, but I might take a statue or a painted pottery vase.
Oh, that's cool, dude. I mean, I just want to look good for the ladies if I lived back there, back then, I mean, I wouldn't be a slave. I can tell you that right now. I would not be a slave because slaves were Jews, and I know I don't know if it was Polish.
Yeah, but for me, I'm Jewish, and I've never been a slave. At least not for me, because I'm still young.
I'm not talking about now. I'm talking about back then,
yeah.
Man. Obviously not now. If it was now, that's called a cult. You know? That's a different thing.
I mean, they do have religious cults. That's one of the reasons why I've never got sucked into those.
Yeah, dude, I'm not talking about, no. I'm talking about now, all right? I mean, if that happened to you, that's definitely a crime. But what I'm saying is, dude, like back then, I mean, since I'm I'm Polish. I don't believe Polish were ever slaves back then. Now, don't quote me on that.
I mean, that'd be something to look up.
That's something I have to look up, right? But I want to get back on the topic at hand. So you said what object would I take? Yes, a comb.
Okay. Yeah, because you got combs, statues, painted pottery, and then you got highly decorative stone bases, cosmetic palettes, and like I said, jewelry made of gold, lapis, and ivory. I might take jewelry because for me, a lot of jewelry was very popular back then.
Hold on. I got to take care of something. Rusty, can you go solo without me for a few seconds?
Yeah.
I'll jump back in, but I got to take care of something.
Yeah. Go ahead. During the last pre-dynastic phase, the Naqada culture began using written symbols and eventually developed into a full system of the hieroglyphs, which we mentioned, for writing the ancient Egyptian language. Let's go take a look at this thing here. This is the Narmer palette that depicts the unification of the two lands being united, which is actually I think is pretty interesting. Now, the early dynastic period was approximately contemporary to the early Sumerian Akkadian civilization of Mesopotamia and of ancient Elam. The 3rd century BC Egyptian priest Manetho, they actually had priests back then, that grouped the long line of kings from Menes to his own time into 30 dynasties, a system that is still used in today's Egypt. He began his official history with the king named Mene or Menes in Greek, who is believed to have he's believed to have united the two kingdoms of Upper and Lower Egypt together and made it into a unification of two lands. Now, the transition to a unified state happened more gradually than ancient Egyptian writers represented, and there's no contemporary record of Menes. Some scholars now believe, however, that the mythical Menes may have been the king Narmer, who is depicted wearing royal regalia on the ceremonial Narmer palette in a symbolic act of unification. In the early dynastic period, which began in about the year 3000 BC, the first of the dynastic kings solidified control over the Lower Egypt by establishing a capital of Memphis, which I didn't realize they had a Memphis in Egypt, from which he could control the labor force and agriculture of the fertile Delta region, as well as the lucrative and critical trade routes into the Levant. Now, the increasing power and wealth of the kings during the early dynastic period was reflected in their elaborate mastaba tombs and mortuary cults, which we talked about cults, structures at abydos, which were used to celebrate the defied kingdom, or to celebrate the defied king after his death. Now, the strong institution of kingship developed by the kings served to legitimize state control over the land, labor, and resources that were essential to the survival and growth of ancient Egyptian civilization. And then we got the pyramids of Giza.
Is there any way you can shoot? Is there any way you can pause that? I need to show you something, dude. This is amazing.
I can go off camera for a minute.
Can you come? All right, dude. Dude,
What is it?
Look at that.
What is that?
That could be the fucking.
That looks so good.
Doesn't that look fucking good?
Where'd you see that at?
Dude, okay, so I drew a picture. I don't know if you saw it on Facebook. I drew a picture of the Wombat. And my friend Big Tom,
Yeah.
he took that picture, put it in AI. Fucking dude.
If they can make it like that.
Yeah.
I wonder how many people would actually join up for the movie.
Oh my fucking god, right?
Yeah.
Dude, we gotta talk about this after, after. But anyways.
Yeah.
Fucking awesome.
I mean, we can bring that up at the end of the live stream too, so they can see it.
We could keep it under wraps. But you're good, dude.
Yeah.
Keep going about ancient Egypt. Let's talk about it.
Okay, now we're getting to the topic of now what do you think about this? We got the pyramids of Giza are among the most recognizable symbols of ancient Egyptian civilization. How long do you think it took them to build it?
What,
The pyramids of Giza. How long do you think it took them to build them?
Well, one pyramid I would say is probably like 2 months. Not 2 weeks. It definitely had to be 2 months.
Or possibly longer, depending on how many people they had for slaves. And then you got this other one, or Shepren was an ancient Egyptian monarch who was the fourth king of the fourth dynasty during the earlier half of the Old Kingdom period, and he was the son of King Khufu and succeeded his brother to the throne. If you see those two right here, Yeah, it could be somebody saying that it could have taken the pyramids to when it came to the building of the pyramids. Somebody says they think it took a year, if not longer.
I'm just trying to tell my friend that I'm in the middle of a podcast.
Well, like a live stream podcast.
So, yeah, I'm gonna tell him, dude. I can't talk. So.
Yeah. So
I'll talk to you later.
So let's get back to so we're getting back on topic here.
Yes.
So major advances in agriculture, art, and technology were made during the Old Kingdom. That was fueled by the increased agriculture productivity and resulting population growth, made possible by a well-developed central administration. Some of ancient Egypt's crowning achievements were the Giza pyramids and the Great Sphinx, which were constructed during the Old Kingdom. So that's how long they've been around. I'm just wondering because I don't know if they get snow or rain. I know they get rain out there. I don't know if they get snow. How do you think the pyramids and the Sphinx are able to withstand the bad weather?
Well, I mean, you already said, dude. It doesn't really snow over there, so they would have sandstorms. So they'd probably stay indoors.
No, I'm talking about the rain. I'm like,
rain. Yeah, no, they probably stay indoors.
No, I'm talking about the pyramids and the Sphinx. So how do you think the Sphinx and the pyramids are able to withstand like the bad weather, like the storms and the rain?
Just the stone that they were made out of, dude. I mean, they just knew how to make them, how to carve them. You know.
Yeah, because they said they've been around since the Old Kingdom and they're still around.
I thought what you were asking was how were the Egyptians surviving the weather?
No, I was talking about the Sphinx and the pyramids.
Fuck, dude, I need more caffeine. I'm gonna be right back, okay?
If I had money for coffee, I'd get some.
No, dude, I need to go grab myself a Coke. I'll be right back.
Yeah, I'll keep talking.
Yeah.
Now, under the direction of the vizier, state officials collected taxes. They coordinated irrigation projects to improve crop yield and drafted peasants to work on construction projects. Basically, like slaves. Basically, they were talking about slaves there. Jewish people were the slaves back then. That's who they used to build the pyramids. Me and Michael were talking about this too. There's possibly alien involvement. Basically, I believe that aliens were probably giving the people chats on how to build it, and the way they wanted it to be. Now, with the rise of the central administration in Egypt, a new class of educated scribes and officials emerged, and they were granted estates by the king as payment for their services. Kings also made land grants to their mortuary cults and local temples to ensure that these institutions had the resources to worship the king after his death. Now, scholars believe that 5 centuries of these practices slowly eroded the economic vitality of Egypt, and that the economy could no longer afford to support a large centralized administration. As the power of the kings diminished, regional governors called nomarchs began to challenge the supremacy of the office of king, and this coupled with severe droughts between the years of 2200 BC and the year 2150 BC. And it's believed to have caused the country to enter the 140-year period of famine and strife known as the First Intermediate Period. And now we're going to talk about the First Intermediate Period, which is not very long, unless you click on it. So after Egypt's central government collapsed at the end of the Old Kingdom, the administration can no longer support or stabilize the country's economy. Now, the ensuing food shortages and political disputes escalated into famines and small-scale civil wars. Now, even though the Civil War from 1861 to 1865 was technically on record, but even Egypt had their own civil war. Yet, despite difficult problems, local leaders owing no tribute to the king used their newfound independence to establish a thriving culture in the provinces. Once in control of their own resources, the provinces became economically richer, which was demonstrated by larger and better burials along all social classes. Now, free from their loyalties to the king, local rulers began competing with each other for territorial control and political power. By the year 2160 BC, rulers in Heracleopolis controlled Lower Egypt in the north, while a rival clan based in Thebes, the Intef family, took control of Upper Egypt in the south. Now, as the Intefs grew in power and expanded their control northward, a clash between the two rival dynasties became inevitable. Around the year 2055 BC, the northern Theban forces under the Mentuhotep II family defeated the Herrick politician rulers, which reunited the two lands, and they inaugurated a period of economic and cultural renaissance known as the Middle Kingdom, which branched off into that. What do you think of this little figurine here?
Oh man, it looks like something. Looks like something Indiana Jones would freaking, say. It belongs in a museum, Rusty.
I would,
you know.
I would take that as an artifact.
Yeah, no, dude. Yeah, guys, I'm back. It's my lunchtime, so you're gonna see me eating this or hearing me eating salad back there. I'm trying to be healthy.
Yeah.
As they were back in ancient Egypt. I mean, did they even have any fat people back in ancient Egypt? I mean, I can't think of.
Not that I know of.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Like, why would they be fat?
Yeah.
You know.
With that being a desert, they probably lost a lot of weight due to high dehydration.
That's what I'm saying, dude. Like, I like to know one fat guy in Egypt, you know? Like, India, I could see it in, like, other cultures, like India or, Mesopotamia.
They did have the fat guy that was in the records book for being the heaviest man.
What, in Egypt?
No, it was in the records book, Guinness Book of World Records. I forget what country he was from, but the guy weighed over 1,000 pounds.
What time period, though? Now?
Well, they didn't have Guinness Book of World Records back then.
Of course.
But
I'm saying, like, did they record it from back then?
I don't know for sure, but they had a picture of him in the actual book, and he weighed over 1,000 pounds.
Okay, well...
And he was the heaviest guy to ever weigh that much, but your body isn't meant to be that heavy.
Yeah, it's just gross, but all I'm saying is, like, back then, it'd be interesting to actually see somebody that was really obese. Because they ate pretty good stuff back then. It was like all natural fruits and vegetables.
Yep.
If anything, they'd probably get sick from the fruit because
some of it can be poisonous, and if you touch something that was poisonous and you didn't know it, you can die.
That's true. Dates and stuff back then, they could be poisonous. I'm talking about the fruit dates,
Yep.
Because here's the thing, dude. If you visit Hawaii, all right, this is a side note. Here's a little tip, dude. Go easy on the fruit because if you eat a lot of fruit over there,
you can get sick.
You will get sick. You know about that?
Yeah.
Okay. This happened to you, or?
No, I've never been to Hawaii, but I've heard about it.
Okay. I'm just saying, because, you will get sick. Trust me. That happened to me, and dude. But, anyways, go ahead. Continue about Egypt.
So the kings of the Middle Kingdom restored the country's stability, which saw a resurgence of art and monumental building projects and a new flourishing of literature. Since we both love to read, that's a great thing for literature.
Huh.
You had Mentuhotep II and his 11th dynasty successors ruled from Thebes, but the vizier, Amenemhet I, upon assuming the kingship at the beginning of the 12th dynasty around 1985 BC, shifted the kingdom's capital to the city of Itjawi. I wouldn't even know how you pronounce that. God, I'm very, very bad at pronouncing some of these words. Located in Fayum, from Jatawi. God, I can't even pronounce that.
What word?
Right here.
From, what the hell is that?
That's what I'm trying to say. I don't know how to pronounce that.
And this is all Wikipedia. I mean, this is all
Wikipedia.
credited, right?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Because, I had a professor in college who, I think she had a thing for me. She was pretty hot, too. But she's like, you can't be using Wikipedia as a credited source. And I think, honestly, dude, she was trying to get in my pants, I'll be honest with you, because you know how professors are.
Yeah.
But I don't know what the hell how you say that, dude.
That's what I'm looking at, too. I'm like, how the fuck do you say that?
You want to show your audience the word? I mean, that's weird, dude.
Yeah.
Look at that word.
Yeah, the word I'm trying to pronounce is, hold on, where it says after the word from, it says ITJTAWY. God, I can't fucking pronounce that.
Yeah, and it's freaking Wednesday today, right? I believe.
No, Thursday.
Holy shit, this week's going by fast. Wow. Holy crap. Okay, anyways, damn. Thirsty Thursday, dude.
And then you got.
Cheers. Where's your glass?
Right there.
Let's cheers, dude. Thirsty Thursday, woo!
we should get alcohol for the weekend.
Oh, well, we'll have to get some Mike's Hard Lemonade some other time, but... But anyways, go ahead, dude.
Yep. So we're good, right?
Drunken history.
You know, that's what they did back then too. They drank a lot. That's also how they died so young, because they drank a lot.
Like what age were they drinking? Freaking 10 years old, like little Nicky. I mean,
But
or
look
12.
I mean, look at Alexander the Great. He died. Supposedly, he was drinking alcohol like crazy, and he died by the age of 32.
What the?
Yeah.
Whoa, dude. Man, he must have been celebrating Thirsty Thursday every freaking day. I mean, damn. You know? Or, I mean, every freaking week. But damn, dude, okay. Anyways, on the topic of non-alcoholic and definitely non-fiction.
So you got the kings of the 12th dynasty, and they undertook a far-sighted land reclamation and irrigation scheme to increase agricultural output in the region. Now, moreover, the military reconquered territory in Nubia that was rich in quarries and gold mines, while laborers built a defensive structure in the eastern delta called the Walls of the Ruler to defend against any foreign attacks. Do you think that's a smart way?
Well, I mean, they gotta defend themselves somehow, right?
Well, look at the look at the Great Wall of China. They did that to keep invaders out,
right?
And other foreigners that they didn't want in.
Yeah.
Oh, here's some more cool stuff. Okay, so we'll get this figurine in here.
I can't believe they wanted to have an Indiana Jones movie where Indiana Jones was literally riding a motorcycle on top of the Great Wall of China. They would not allow him to do that because you know how that's...
It's considered disrespectful.
Exactly. Yeah, they actually were going to do that. They wanted to open up a movie like that.
And so so we're here. We got a figurine wearing the red crown of Lower Egypt, most probably Amenemhet the second, or Waswet the second. Okay, so yeah. Then you have down here with the kings having secured the this is probably going to be a long video too. I don't know how much time you really have.
Keep going, dude. Keep going. It's cool. I'm eating. It's no problem. I enjoyed this.
No, I mean it's going to be a long video. It's going to be over 2 hours long.
That's cool, dude. You're keeping me entertained. I like to hear this stuff. It's cool to learn.
So with the kings having secured the country militarily and politically, and with vast agriculture and mineral wealth at their disposal, the nation's population, arts, and region and the religion all flourished.
Yeah.
So so they talk about the Catholic religion being the most heavily followed. Do you think that's true?
You repeat that question again, dude? I was too in the crouton.
Okay, they claim that the Catholic religion is the most heavily followed. Do you think that's true?
It's definitely the strictest, you know, because, you know, obviously, like I told you, I have to rebel. A lot of Catholics rebel, you know, like Kevin Smith, for crying out loud. He rebelled against, you know, Catholicism in a lot of ways. But is it the most followed in ancient Egypt?
No, or just around the world.
Well, Christianity as a whole, I mean, that's pretty much, you know, it is, but there's also the Jewish faith, you know, like you are, and
there's multiple Jewish religions because you got you got the Orthodox Jews and then you got your regular Jews.
And what are you?
I'm just a regular Jewish person. I'm not Orthodox.
Okay.
Because for one, the Orthodox religion, it's more harder to keep up with.
Right.
And that's where you gotta that's where they're strict as hell.
Yeah.
And you gotta have 2 refrigerators because you can't mix meats and you can't mix dairy.
That's probably what my friend in college was, because he was always talking about kosher. He could not have kosher.
That's one of the things too. Like so one religion you can have. So in one Jewish religion you can have kosher. The Orthodox Jews cannot.
Okay, so then, because I've never heard you say, "Oh, I can't eat kosher." So that's the question.
Yeah. So if you're an Orthodox Jew, you can't eat kosher. You can't eat kosher.
Okay.
But if you're a regular Jew like me, we can.
Okay. So what about tattoos then? Is that just completely disqualified completely
from both
Jewish faith?
From both religions? Yeah.
Okay, so that's what I'm saying, dude. So
I don't have a tattoo, so I wouldn't care.
No, I'm not. I'm not saying that. I'm just wondering.
Yeah, I don't think they're allowed to have tattoos.
Yeah.
And they're not allowed to have anything pork related. So you can't have pork chops. You can't have steak.
Right.
You can't have gyro because gyro is considered somewhat of a steak meat almost.
Yeah.
Even though I used to eat that when I was a kid, my mother never followed it. And and occasionally, like I said, I'm Jewish. I don't always follow the stuff that they say.
Let me say this about Catholicism, okay? This is the last thing I'm going to say, so we can get back to the topic, okay? Because I know we're spinning into a different direction here.
Yeah.
The only thing I don't like about being Catholic, all right, is Lent. That's the only thing because you're familiar with Lent, right? Where you can't eat meat on Good Friday.
I'm familiar with the Ramadan holiday. That's the Muslim holiday where they go a certain amount of days without eating, and you have to like when you get up at a certain time, there's certain things you can't eat.
You can't eat meat during Lent. You can't eat meat on Fridays, and then Ash Wednesday you can't eat meat either. That's the first, the start of Lent, and usually we're supposed to get the ash on our heads, which to me, I'm sorry, but it grosses me out to put. But anyways, that's a side note. All I'm saying is I can't stand Lent. All right, I don't need to get into this further. But go ahead, continue more about ancient Egypt.
Oh yeah, because this is more fascinating.
Yeah.
Like
I like ancient Egypt better. It's a very. I'm not. I don't want to get into our religions. I just think that your audience should know.
I mean, they know.
what we are.
I mean, I'm pretty sure they know about religion.
You brought it up before? You're...
It's on my videos.
Okay, cool.
So with the kings having secured the country militarily and politically, and with vast agriculture and mineral wealth at their whole disposal here, the nation's population, arts, and religion, like we had mentioned, flourished. But the Middle Kingdom displayed an increase in expressions of personal piety toward the gods. Middle Kingdom literature featured sophisticated themes and characters written in a competent and eloquent style. Now, the relief and portrait sculpture of the period captured subtle individual details that reached new heights of technical sophistication. Now we get to the Second Intermediate Period, and let's look at this here. We have a pharaoh, Ahmose, number 1, who ruled from the year 1549 BC to the year 1524 BC, and he killed a probable Hyksos, who's a detail of a ceremonial act in the name of Ahmose I, treasure of Queen Ahotep II. Okay, yeah, not sure if I said all those names right, but...
Rusty, if you were a pharaoh back in Egypt, all right, how many wives would you take?
As many as I could get before I died.
That's the correct answer. There you go.
But the problem is, they all had to be black.
Rusty really likes his black women, if you guys didn't know that already. But yeah.
Yep, I'm like my woman with big ass and big tits.
There you go.
And the bigger the better. Around 1785 BC, as the power of the Middle Kingdom Middle Kingdom kings weakened, a Western Asian people called the Hyksos, who had already settled in the Delta, seized control of Egypt and established their capital at Abaris, forcing the former central government to retreat to Thebes. Now, the king was treated as a vassal and expected to pay tribute. The Hyksos, meaning foreign rulers, retained Egyptian models of government and identified as kings, thereby integrating Egyptian elements to their culture. I don't think I'm going to show that again. Yeah, so you got Ahmose. Yeah, that's kind of crazy. I like I said, I find all these Egyptian artifacts fascinating. What do you think about the Egyptian artifacts? You find them fascinating?
Well, I like the Sphinx. I like the fact that they worship cats and all that. So anything with a cat on it is interesting.
I used to have cats when I was younger, but then our landlord doesn't want them here.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, if I get my own place, I'm getting a cat or either a dog. I like both.
Well, he said that I could bring my cat here, but I told him, I said, I can't. Sabrina, that's my cat's name, she will hide because she does not know this house. And if you have a cat, you know how they are. They're not like dogs. A dog will be like, oh, hi, sniff around and everything, sniff your crotch, do all that.
I try to get used to its surroundings.
Exactly. Where a cat, they're predators, and they need to learn their environment. They take time. They
take time to get to know somebody.
Exactly. So back in ancient Egypt, that's why they liked them, because they really were predators. Whereas a dog is loyal, but a cat, it's like they're loyal to you in their own ways.
Yep.
They have their own mind. You have to approach a cat like a princess or a prince.
Yeah, so speaking of cats, just for a second.
Yes.
My cats adored me when I had them.
Yeah.
Every time, I would go to bed.
Yeah.
And I would wake up in the morning with them either curled at my feet or sleeping on my chest.
No, that's wonderful. I mean, Sabrina's not exactly like that. I mean, unless if you feed her. Did you feed your cats?
Yep.
That's why. So they looked at you like
I was
that's
like,
my king,
yeah,
or whatever.
yeah,
So
and they adored me.
exactly. So I mean, that's how they are. They're very particular.
So then we got, after retreating south, the native Theban kings found themselves trapped, um, trapped between the Canaanite Hyksos ruling the north and the Hyksos Nubian allies, the Cushites, to the south. After years of vassalage, Thebes gathered enough strength to challenge the Hyksos in a conflict that lasted for more than 30 years. It also states that even though on record we have the Civil War from 1861 to 1865 listed, but it states that Egypt also had their civil wars.
Well, I mean, they had armies back then, so of course.
So there's more than one civil war that's listed on record besides the one that's actually that we were taught in school.
Did barbarians? No, barbarians. They originated in the medieval times, right? Because I know they had barbarians in Egyptian times.
But
Well.
they had barbarians, Vikings, whatever you want to call them.
I mean, talk about raping women. I mean, they obviously did that.
So the Vikings.
I'm sure they pillaged villages. I mean,
Yeah.
you know that word. Oh, that's getting into a side note. We'll talk about that during your medieval times.
But
Go ahead. Go back to Egypt.
When we get on the story of England, we'll talk about that.
Yes,
one.
absolutely. We'll get into that.
When I do my video on England, then we'll get into topics about Vikings and everything else.
So, what weapon would you use if you're on the battlefield in ancient Egypt? All right, like if you had to be in an army and fight, would you use a spear? Would you use?
I would use a sword.
You would use a sword. I would probably use a sickle.
That's similar to a sword.
Yeah, but they're like I would dual wield it because if you think about it, man, you got a sickle in each hand. It's really fast. A sword, true, you could use a sword,
But they're a little bit heavy too.
They're heavy as well. Sickles, you go super fast, So I don't know. That's what I would do. Use a sickle.
Okay, so
Hand sickles, not the staff.
So Amos the First waged a series of campaigns that permanently eradicated the Hyksos present in Egypt. He is considered to be the founder of the 18th dynasty, and the military became a central priority for his successors. Now, who sought to expand Egypt's borders and attempted to gain mastery of the Near East. Now, here's what I like. This right here. The pharaoh's tombs were provided with vast quantities of wealth, such as the golden mask from the mummy of Tutankhamun, and that's that right here.
I can't even see that, dude. Hold on. Let me get over there. I don't need more brain stress.
I hate to have you get up when you're eating, but
Oh, dude, I'm almost done. Yeah, that's the golden sarcophagus.
Yep.
That's badass, dude. That is awesome.
I would love to have one of those in the house.
Well, yeah, not the actual one, because you gotta be respectful to, King Tut.
Yeah, I know, but if you could get somebody to copy that, I would love to have that around the house.
Dude, you know how much money that would be to have to copy something like that? I mean, holy shit.
Do you think something like that would scare Ashley because she's never seen something like that?
Yeah, that might be a bad idea, because she got scared on Halloween.
Oh, when you had your mask, yeah.
Yeah, that scared the hell out of her. And you think, I know she'd be scared of that, because she would not understand it, but
Yeah.
holy smokes, man.
Yep.
Where is it right now? What does it say? Does it actually have the current whereabouts?
No, this is the actual real golden mask of the mummy. It's in Egypt.
Okay, because they had it here in the Field Museum like years ago.
At one point.
Yeah, I remember seeing it. I was like, oh damn,
That's another thing. I'm gonna go back to the Field Museum, but I'm gonna bring a date with me.
Yeah, no, dude. If we do a double date, I wouldn't mind doing that because that's the Field Museum. Museum of Science and Industry, not a good area. So.
Yeah, I went to the field. I went to that Griffin Museum.
Mm-hmm.
What is it? Industrial. Was it industrial? Was it? What is it? The Museum of Science and Industry. Griffin Museum. I went there, and that wasn't in the best area either. That was in more of the Mexican gangster area.
Oh, you mean the Griffith Observatory?
It was called the Griffin something. Museum.
Yeah, that's. Oh no, that's the Griffith Museum. I'm thinking of Griffith Observatory in Los Angeles. Excuse me. But yeah, guys, so we're from Chicago, if you haven't figured that out now.
I was born and raised in Chicago.
Yeah, he was, and I went to college for 4 years down there, and I've been to the frickin' Museum of Science and Industry so many frickin' times. I probably saw him when I was little. I didn't know who the hell he was,
Probably not.
So,
it depends on what days.
And you were probably getting head or something, or I'm just kidding.
At that time, no.
I mean, I don't know how dirty you were back then, but... no.
Actually, I got laid when I was 16.
Okay. Anyways, but no, you know, Chicago has amazing museums, you know,
There's a lot of
and
them. There's a lot of them. We also got the zoos.
yeah, no, if we could get permission to like do like a live podcast there, that would be badass, you know.
I mean, or just film it, or just do a live stream. I see people walking around the zoos and the museums, and they're actually recording on YouTube the animals and what they're seeing.
Well, I mean, do they allow it? That's the thing. Did they
Yeah.
get permission? Okay, well, the museums, I would still want to check with them before we would, you know what I mean?
The zoos, they really don't care
Mhm.
because I like seeing animals. I took a whole bunch of pictures when I went to Brookville Zoo, and I put them all on my Instagram page.
We don't want to be like these guys. And
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys have ever seen Bowfinger, but that's what I'm referring to.
Yeah.
Anyways, getting back to topic.
Okay. So now the new kingdom pharaohs established a period of unprecedented prosperity by securing their borders and strengthening their diplomatic ties with their neighbors, including the Mitanni Empire, the Syrian Empire, and the Canine. Military campaigns wagered under Thutmose I and his grandson Thutmose III, and extended the influence of the pharaohs to the largest empire in Egypt that had ever been seen. Now, I'm going to say this name wrong too.
What?
Between their reigns, you had Hatshepsut. That one right there.
Why don't you click on it? Because it should say.
I should tell you how to
Yeah,
pronounce
just
it.
click on it. I mean, right there. No, I mean, click on it. And,
As
oh,
you
you are?
did,
Okay,
yeah.
it's loading.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Excuse me.
What the hell? Get off that
Excuse
page.
me.
I don't need that up there.
5 good emperors.
No, it's actually what it did is because some other page popped up. Okay, go back this way.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, Hatshepsut. Yeah, I did pronounce it right.
There you go.
Okay,
Okay.
I did. I said I didn't know if I was going to pronounce it right, but it's Hatshepsut.
Okay.
She was one of the queens of Egypt, and this is what a figurine of her is supposed to look like. This is the Metropolitan Museum of Art in New York City. At least the statue of Hatshepsut is. Ah, that's pretty interesting, don't you think?
Yeah, no. I mean, again, she must have been in really good shape. You know, because look at that statue, dude.
A queen who established herself as a pharaoh launched many building projects, including the restoration of temples damaged by the Hyksos, and sent trading expeditions to Punt and the Sinai. When Thutmose III died in 1425, he had an empire extending from Nia and northwest Syria to the fourth cataract of the Nile and Nubia, cementing loyalties and opening access to critical such as bronze and wood. Now, getting off topic just for 1 minute, Greek mythology. Do you think they traveled to Egypt or any of those countries?
Probably. I mean, they wanted to conquer new lands. You know, every civilization was, you know, it wasn't like it is now, where, you know, obviously, dude, you know, you can't have the Prime Minister of England say, or, you know, President of the United States say, that's it. You know, we're gonna invade, you know, Egypt, and we're gonna take that land. I mean, that's wrong on so many merits. You know what I mean? That's terrible. That's hostile takeover.
And then also
So
you had
back then they probably did it.
And then you had the cementing loyalties and opening access to critical imports such as bronze and wood,
Yeah.
which basically became popular back then. The New Kingdom pharaohs began a large-scale building campaign to promote the god Amun, because Egypt had their own mythology gods.
Right.
They had Amun and Osiris.
There you go.
You know who Osiris. What
Osiris, yeah. No, I've heard of Osiris.
but you know what his job was
No.
as a
what's
god.
his
You know how like in Greek mythology they have the ferryman called Chiron.
name? The ferryman, you're talking about the one who took the souls to.
Yeah, Osiris was similar. He was like
Really?
he was like the guardian of the dead or something like that.
Seriously?
Yeah.
You want to know why that's really odd? Because in the movie 13 Ghosts, his name is Cyrus, who's collecting the ghosts.
Yeah.
And then get this, dude. Ghost Ship, the ferryman. Yeah, he's also a bad guy. So is that a coincidence? I don't think so, dude.
I still never understood the concept of that movie,
What movie?
Ghost Ship,
What?
because
He's the ferryman. He's collecting souls.
yeah,
And-
but what was the storyline for that? Because in the beginning of the movie, it shows them on a boat, they all die, and then this crew comes in, and they're getting killed by
The ferryman.
with the ghost or something like that.
Yeah, the ferryman. He leads him there. He's like a salesman. He's like a demented salesman
Yeah,
because
but what
he
was
has
his,
to.
But what was his reasoning for wanting to collect their souls? That's what I'm trying to figure
Because
out.
he was damned. That's his punishment. He was damned for a lifetime of sin to do this. So
Yeah.
he's pretty much like a demon, and that was his punishment.
Okay.
And he has to do that. That's
So
what his managers are telling him to do.
So that's what the reasoning was.
Yeah, he's a slave basically.
Okay.
So the actual ferryman, what can you tell me about him?
Chiron.
Yeah.
I've had to pull him up.
Okay.
When I get the chance.
Okay.
I might pull him up later on. I just know that his job was to that he had a boat.
Right.
And then when you died and you got into like what's that word? That you're not in heaven but you're not in hell.
Purgatory.
Yes.
Okay.
And so when you would end up in the middle, and his job was to guide you,
Mm-hmm.
but he was not. But he couldn't judge you for your sins. He just basically would guide you to where you had to go.
You know, many Christians believe that we're in purgatory right now. So Earth is purgatory.
I wouldn't know about that.
Yeah, see, I don't know. I mean, do you feel we're in purgatory?
Well, if you think about it, we're not in heaven, we're not in hell, we're just on earth.
Yeah, it's true. But anyways.
So the god of Moon, his growing cult was based in Karnak. They constructed monuments to glorify their own achievements, both real and imagined. The Karnak temple is the largest Egyptian temple ever built. I would love to see that if I could find it.
Karnak.
What about the Parthenon? What do you think about that? That even though that's in Egypt, I mean not Egypt, Greece. What do you think about the Parthenon?
About how it was built?
About would you want to go see it?
Of course, dude. I want to see all those. You know, all the Greek islands. I want to see Lindsay Lohan's restaurant that she has over there.
She's got a restaurant over there.
Dude, yeah, she got out of here, man. She actually has her own little business over there. I want to see the Parthenon. I want to see the Great Pyramids of Giza, the three, and the Line, all that.
I want to go
Valley
to
of the Pharaohs.
I want to go to Italy to see the Leaning Tower and the Colosseum.
Colosseum, absolutely, dude. You know.
And then there's also in Mexico, I think it's Mexico, they have the abandoned temples.
Yes, the Aztec. I believe those are Aztec, right?
Aztec temples.
Yeah, they're very much like the pyramids.
But the problem is, you want to be careful with Mexico with the drug cartels.
Well, here's the thing about them. You don't mess with them, they don't mess with you. You know?
I was telling somebody, I was like, you know who El Chapo is, right? And the guy's like, no. I was like, he's my friend.
Just like when you're in Egypt. Why did you say that, dude?
The one guy didn't even know who El Chapo was.
Oh.
I was talking to somebody in my class at school.
Oh, God.
And they didn't know who El Chapo was. I was like, yeah, he's my friend. I'm like, we have ties regularly.
Why wouldn't he know that? Is he...
He probably doesn't smoke.
He doesn't smoke? What does that have to do with anything?
Because if he doesn't smoke, he probably doesn't watch a lot of drug documentaries or anything. So I had to,
Oh, I thought you meant, okay, he's not high or something, or he should be high to understand that. I was like, wait, what?
Now, if you think about it, that's what El Chapo was known for. He was known for selling drugs.
Yeah, no, the drug cartels and whatnot. But
But then he got arrested, but then his sons took over.
Egyptians, though, I don't know how true this is, but they're very protective of their women. That's something that I heard. I don't know how true it is.
Muslim people too.
It might be the Muslim faith, but I don't know.
But actually, in the Muslim faith, the woman cannot be treated by somebody who isn't family.
Yeah.
So they have to be treated by somebody who's family, and if you're not family, they won't let them get treated.
Mm-hmm.
Which I don't think is right.
It is what it is, dude.
So around the year 1350 BC, the stability of the new kingdom was threatened when the Amenhotep IV ascended to the throne and instituted a series of radical and chaotic reforms.
Hotep, I know that name.
He changed his name to Akhenaten. He touted the previously obscure sun deity Aten as the supreme deity, and he suppressed the worship of most other deities. Basically, he believed that only one God should be worshipped, which is what God in the Bible stated, that there should be no other gods before him. You remember that?
I mean, the thing about religion is everybody believes their own thing, and that's okay. I mean, I'm fine with that. So if you want to do that,
if
okay.
I want to worship 5 women's black asses, I can do that.
That's the thing, man. I mean, that's what you do, and I'm not gonna force you to, be a Catholic. Just like you're not forcing me to be Jewish.
No.
We all have our own religions. It's cool.
Do you think there's something in the Bible that says that Jewish people couldn't sleep with black women? I don't know. I don't think there was.
What does that have to do with ancient Egypt? With the slaves, not sleeping with.
But
Oh,
black
God.
women. I mean, do you think that was something in the Bible or not? I don't think there was.
Does that have to?
I don't know. I'm just getting off topic
Yeah,
here.
you are getting off topic. Good God, dude! If you were doing this in college, this would be one hell of a freaking college class. Oh my God.
I'll go up and I'll go over and talk to, and I'll be on the stand talking to women. I'm like, is there any black women here? Would you bend over for me?
Oh, Jesus. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, this is Professor Van Wyck, and I'm Professor Byan. Back in ancient Egypt, though.
They had big tits, big asses.
Oh, God. He's not done yet.
I'm not. This is probably gonna be how the podcast is gonna go when we get the podcast up and
Did you
running.
tell your audience about the podcast?
No, but I do get the equipment ready.
So, guys,
I'm
yeah,
taking them there.
I'm gonna let you tell the audience that your name is first in the podcast.
Yeah, I'm the one that actually came up with the idea. Possibly.
We both did. Yeah.
Well, yeah, I was thinking about it for a while before I brought it up to you. Me and Michael were talking about doing a podcast, which probably won't get started until next year.
Yeah, quite possibly, because we got a lot going on right now.
So I got the equipment here, but one of our other roommates, Dan, has mentioned that he knows somebody who could set it up for us,
Yeah.
and he said he could set it up for free. We're looking for interviewers, like people to interview, and we don't know like exactly what people want to be interviewed.
Well, we have some people that we definitely will
Interview.
see if we could definitely interview. One of which is Jamie Koala. She's very famous around the suburbs. Very, very beautiful girl.
Then we got Johnny
and-
Torres.
Juan Torres. Johnny Torres is his stage name. He is a comedian. He's been running on stage for
I think
4 years
four
now.
and a
That's
half
what he
years.
told us.
Yeah.
But going back to Jamie Koala though, she has a huge fan base, and I've known her since 2018, and a lot of followers indeed.
What
So
about Milo? Do you think we could get Milo?
we could probably get Milo. Milo is another comedian. You can put the camera on me when I talk here. You don't have to.
Yeah.
You can go back and forth, dude.
So we got Johnny, and then we got Jamie, and then possibly Milo.
Yeah. So we're looking into getting them together on our podcast, and if you guys like Howard Stern, our podcast is going to be pretty much like Howard Stern, although Rusty's going to be the dirtier one than I am,
Yeah, 'cause-
and I'm going to be pretty much Robin.
Yeah.
So, but because why? What were you about to say?
I said because I get the dirty mind, and then because on the show, if you saw the show, I'm Howard Stern. Howard Stern was the dirty one, and Robin was cleaner.
Yeah, and that's pretty much how I'm going to be because
I was looking up her name,
Yeah.
and she and somebody sent her a video
yeah.
because Howard Stern said he was looking for somebody to do the news on his channel, and Robin said that when she got there, after she took the job, she said it was not what she expected.
Yeah, no, that's pretty much what it showed in Private Parts, with her.
Yeah, I got the movie, but it's buried in here somewhere. I gotta look for it.
No, it's fine.
I do want to watch it again because that movie is hysterical.
Dude, if you want to watch it, we could watch it tonight if you find it.
Yeah.
But we could definitely get back to ancient Egypt, guys. That's what we're gonna do later. We'll go back to ancient Egypt.
Yeah. And I don't want to ruin anything else about possible movies or anything.
I'll say this. You can put the camera back on me. One more thing. All right, guys. One more thing. This is a special little treat for Professor Rusty Van Wyck's audience. What do you call your podcast? This podcast here.
Rusty the King.
Rusty the King. Okay. All right. I guess that's pretty good. I mean.
But because of my full name, because I'm also Irish, but for religion,
you are?
For nationality.
I did not know that.
And
Wow, that's a hell of a combination.
So my first and two middle names, it means in Irish, little red-headed king.
That's cool. Okay, so Rusty the King. That's
Yeah.
your podcast. So a little surprise for you guys. Is the camera on me?
Yeah.
A little surprise for you guys for Rusty the King's podcast. So my name is Michael Byan, as I'm a special guest here, and I am currently in pre-production on my movie Lawn Kill, and we will be shooting it next summer. All right, Rusty is Cop 2, and we'll star in it. But that's all I'm going to say right now. You guys will see it soon.
But you said it's independent, so unless we get it pushed out to a film, what's that thing you call the film festival?
Film festival, yeah, horror film festival.
So,
well,
so if it gets pushed out there and somebody picks it up, it can go into theaters.
it will go into theaters. But,
Which would be good if it does, because then people can see it.
oh yeah, no. I mean, even the horror fest, dude. That's what happened with Kevin Smith. That's why Clerks.
I think that's why he pushed one of his movies out there. He pushed one of his movies out there and it got picked up.
Clerks, yeah, dude. And look where he is now. I mean,
And he's made so many damn movies. I'm like, and he's funny as hell.
oh yeah.
Especially looking at Jay and Silent Bob.
Yeah, no, all of his movies, dude, are really good. I could show you Clerks 3 in some other time. But, anyways, where were we with Ancient Egypt? Because I like Ancient Egypt. I really do.
So one of the guys was talking about, so Amenhotep changed his name to Akhenaten, and he he tried to obscure the he had touted the previously obscure sun deity Aten as the supreme deity, and he basically was telling Egypt that you could only support one god and you couldn't worship any of the others, like other deities that they were worshiping.
Why is that?
Basically, he wanted it to be just one god and nobody else.
Oh, really?
Which is what, like I said, what God in the Bible wanted. He basically told them they couldn't have any other gods before him.
Yeah, I've heard that.
And basically he would kill them or cause destruction to them in some way or another. And he moved the capital to the new city of Akhetaten, which is now modern day Amarna. He was devoted to his new religion and artistic style. After his death, the cult of the Aten was quickly abandoned, and the traditional religious order was restored. Now, the subsequent pharaohs, Tutankhamen, and Horemheb, worked to erase all mention of Akhenaten's hearsay, now known as the Amarna period. They got a lot of different periods here when it comes to Egypt. Around 1279 BC, you have Ramses II, also known as Ramses the Great, ascended to the throne, and he went on to build more and more temples and erect more statues and obelisks and sire more children than any other pharaoh in history. A bold military leader, Ramses II led his army against the Hittites in the Battle of Kadesh, which is now in modern-day Syria, and after fighting to a stalemate, he finally agreed to the first recorded peace treaty around the year 1258 BC. Okay, let's see how many kids this fucker had.
Okay. Interesting segue.
Let's see how many kids this fucking bastard had. Okay. Let's find out here because it says he had the most kids out of any pharaoh.
Really?
Yeah.
Holy crap.
Oh,
No wonder he pops up.
fuck me up a cliff.
What?
Okay, he had 103 kids.
103 kids?
Yeah.
Wow. That's a lot of parenting.
Yeah.
Damn.
So what do you call your kids? Number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 103? What the fuck do you call them back then?
Yeah, no, that's definitely polygamy right there.
Man, that means he was banging so many damn people back at the time.
Poly, yeah, right? That's multiple spouses, right? Polygamy? Because monogamy is...
Okay, here's something.
two.
Okay, let's see.
One and another.
Okay, so consort, that means wife. So he had 1, 2, 3, 4,
Yeah.
5. He had 7 wives.
Yeah, dude, so... Polygamy, dude, I'm sorry to say, but as much as it sounds fun, I saw a documentary on that, and it doesn't always work out.
Yeah. So like I said, he had the most kids of any pharaoh. Now Egypt's wealth, however, made it a tempting target for invasion.
How old was he though?
When he died?
Well, when he died. How long did he live? I'm just curious.
Okay, let's see here. Let's go back to that. He was born in the year 13. Okay, so you got to count it backwards because he was born in the BC time, so that's when the years went backwards. He was born in the year 1303.
Yeah.
And he died in the year 1213.
So what would that? Does it have his age on there at all, like down below?
Some do, some don't. Let's see. No. Oh, actually it does. He was 90.
Okay, I can see that because.
But back then they didn't live that long either.
No, but that's good that he lived to 90 because that makes sense. Because I mean, if he had 103 kids, dude, yeah, you want to live for 103 kids. You better live to 90 because you got to be a father,
Yeah.
So good for him to live that long. I mean, damn, dude.
Yeah, and then also there's people in the Bible that were living to be 900 and 800 years old. So I wonder if that was even true.
Where did you hear this?
It's mentioned in the Bible in the Genesis. There was people living to be like 800 and 900 years old. Because Noah, when the flood happened, was 500.
What?
Yeah.
That's amazing.
That's in the Bible. I'm wondering how but then God changed it after the people were sinning, and He sent that flood for 40 days and 40 nights.
Yeah.
And He said that after that flood happened, nobody would ever live to be 120 ever again.
Okay. Hey, do you mind if I have one of your Pirates, booty?
Oh, No, go ahead. I don't care.
I haven't seen you eat this at all.
I had like 3 or 4 bags,
Yeah.
but I've been so busy trying to job search, I haven't been neglecting to eat them.
So what snacks did you think they had in Egypt? Dates, probably, because I remember Indiana Jones was eating dates when he was in Egypt, looking for the
They
lost
showed
ark.
they showed it in the movie Alexander, the one with Colin Farrell.
Mhm.
It showed them eating fruit.
Yeah, so dates, grapes.
They had grapes. They had
melons.
wine. Wine, but wine's not really a snack. It's more like a drink.
Yeah,
But they did have a lot of fruits. They had vegetables and all that stuff. But it's like
probably drank water, but how clean was the water? That's the question. You know what I mean?
that possibly could have been that possibly could have been another reason for Alexander dying so young as it was. Not just with the wine, but with the water.
Why is that?
Because if the water could be polluted, and it doesn't help when he's drinking wine constantly too.
Yeah, that's true. It's almost like that movie, Cabin Fever. You know, with the flesh-eating viruses and all that crap. And the medicine back then wasn't the greatest. You know, they did a lot of amputations and stuff.
And they were botched basically because they didn't have the proper equipment that we have now.
No, it's sad. It really is. So I mean, you know, hey, times have changed.
Do you think Alexander the Great was gay?
Why do you even say that?
Because they portrayed it like he was sleeping with men in the movie Alexander because he had a friend.
Is that one with Angelina Jolie?
Sorry, yeah, where she played the mother and then Rosario Dawson was playing his wife.
Ooh, damn! I gotta watch that.
I own it somewhere, but it's somewhere in my room, and I gotta find it.
That's another watch because anything with Angelina Jolie back then. Whew, baby.
That movie's like 3 hours old.
I'll watch that on my own then. It's okay. We don't have to sit up here for 3 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely a dating movie. You want to watch with the girl, but anyways.
It's a good movie though. I recommend it.
Yeah.
Now Egypt's wolf, like I said, was made a tempting target for invasion. So how would you invade a country if you were going to invade Egypt? How would you invade it?
Mass armies. So think Scorpion King, and The Mummy Returns.
And would you attack it during the morning, or would you attack it during the middle of the day or night, where they can't really see you?
Night might be the best tactic because they're not prepared at night.
Because most people are sleeping then.
Yeah, like that whole. You remember the whole what's that called again? Remember, I know it wasn't in ancient Egypt. They did that statue thing. Remember they hid in the statue.
Greece. You're talking about Troy.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. That was amazing. You know how they hid the statue, and then at night, they went to bed, and then they attacked the town, and then Troy fell.
Yeah.
So that would be an interesting tactic to attack at night because everybody's tired.
And nobody's expecting that.
Exactly. That's probably the best way. What would you do?
I would probably do like what Troy did: build a statue of a horse, hide in it, and then people think, oh, he's not around. Where is he?
Knowing you, though, your men would probably come out of either the ass or the penis area. You're like, all right, guys, let's attack.
Yep. That's exactly how I do it. So we have so particularly by the Libyan Berbers to the west and the Sea People, which I've heard of Sea People, but I don't know what they are. Is that like an island people?
Probably.
A conjectured Confederation seafarers from the Aegean Sea. Initially, the military was able to repel these invasions, but Egypt eventually lost control of its remaining territories in southern Canaan. Much of it falling to the Assyrians. The effects of external threats were exacerbated by but does it sound like masturbated? It's like they weren't exacerbated. It sounds like masturbated. But God, I told you I forget.
I hope you cleaned your pipes this morning. I really do.
No, I have
You
not.
clean your pipes this morning? No wonder you're talking dirty talk. God, dude. I better close this door so no one hears us.
Yeah. Because Ashley's probably here, then you got Madame, and down there he might be taking calls.
We have a preschooler downstairs. Thank God she doesn't understand that much English.
No, she doesn't. But she's learning from the school. Like the school's teaching her a little bit.
So we have to be clean when we talk about certain things.
If I'm up here in my room, they probably don't care.
Yeah, no, I know.
After regaining the power, the high priest at the Temple of Amun in Thebes accumulated vast tracts of land and wealth, and their expanded power splintered the country during the Third Intermediate Period. So there's a gay guy on here.
Well, what the hell?
In my comments.
Oh, be nice. Come on now.
No, he's gay.
You really? It's not John, is it?
No, John doesn't follow me on YouTube.
Oh, I thought he might be watching something. I don't know.
No, it's this guy Steve.
Is he in Chicago? Maybe John.
No, I don't think he is.
We can set them up.
Nah.
Okay. Steve, yo, what's going on? Listen, we have a roommate named John, and he's a cool guy. He's a cool guy. We're just, I'm trying to get him a boyfriend because he's a cool guy.
I know he's kind of lonely, but he claims he doesn't want a relationship right now. But who knows?
Or have some fun. You know what I mean? So
I want to go clubbing.
So, so what were we talking about before we got distracted?
We're going into the third intermediate period.
Okay.
Like I said, you know how they had the Bronze Age? They had the 3 Bronze Ages?
Yeah.
Now they have intermediate periods also.
Okay.
Following the death of Ramses the 11th in 1078 BC, Spendus assumed authority over the northern part of Egypt, ruling from the city of Tanis. The south was effectively controlled by the high priest of Amun at Thebes, who recognized Spendes in name only. And during this time, particularly, Libyans had been settling in the western delta, and chieftains of these settlers began increasing their anatomy.
City of what?
City of
Anus? Wait, what did you say?
Tanis.
Anus. I'm like, dude,
That
you're like on a roll right now. What the hell?
I could have called it that.
Oh my god! No wonder they got penetrated. Oh god. Okay.
Then you got the statues of two pharaohs then you got the statues of two pharaohs of Egypt's 25th dynasty and several other Kushite kings, which is the Kerma Museum. Where is this Kerma Museum at? Oh, Sudan. Okay, what about Sudan? Would you go to Sudan?
That might be cool.
I mean, would you go to the country Sudan anyway? I don't know. I don't know what they have out there.
Rusty, I would go
Anywhere?
to any country. All right, besides our country, just to see different cultures, different ways of living,
And possibly museums if they have them out there, because that's interesting.
everything.
If I go to France, I want to see the Louvre.
Yeah, and obviously you got to be cautious about what you say because,
France
different cultures and stuff.
France is very strict too on certain things.
Canada's as well. They're very. It's very. You can't say bad things about the prime minister.
So in Italy, because I forgot to mention this one.
Yeah.
I mentioned about wanting to see the Leaning Tower and the Colosseum.
Yeah.
But what about the Vatican?
Yeah, dude. Everything.
Because they got some interesting stuff in that Vatican too, like paintings and everything on it. What's the other thing? Sistine Chapel.
Yes, thank you. That's what I was about to say.
Yeah. The Sistine Chapel. I would want to see that too because Michelangelo painted that.
What do they got over there? They got a prime minister or a president? Like who do they call their runs the country?
Over in Italy?
Yeah. What do they call it? Is it prime minister?
I'm not sure. I think it's president, but they have longer terms than what we serve out here.
Okay, I'm just saying because I know it's different. Like so in England, it's a queen, and then they have a prime minister because of the royalty and everything.
But I know they got kings and queens in certain countries,
Right.
and then they got presidents.
Yeah.
Then they got prime ministers.
Right.
But like I said, with the prime ministers and presidents over there, they can serve as long as they wanted. Basically, once you basically serve until you lose.
There you go.
But that's how Vladimir Putin's been in power for so long because he's only lost one election, but then he ran again and won again.
Yeah.
But he's been president of Russia for over 30 fucking years.
I'm just trying to be. I'm just trying to stay on topic with the Egyptians.
Yeah.
I like Egypt.
Yeah,
I want to talk to you about that, but yeah.
So, since you distracted us from the word anus, okay.
I know we just got sidetracked. We definitely shot another way. Shot our load in a different direction.
Oh yeah, I know, right? The load could be on a woman's face.
Oh my god. See, now you got me getting dirty on this.
Like I
Maybe
said,
it's good that Steve is here.
yeah. So yeah, because I said Tanis and you thought I said anus.
Yeah.
I don't know why you thought that.
Because you're so freaking dirty. It's like you're on a roll here. I'm like, oh, you're talking about anus, like city of anus? It's like, wait, what? It sounds like a porno.
Or what about Atlantis? What do you think happened to Atlantis?
Atlantis?
The lost city of Atlantis.
Does it exist? Is that what you're asking?
Yeah.
I mean, probably does, dude. It's like...
It was supposed to be,
Oh, is he asking something?
yeah, he's being gay. He's trying to make all the comments gay.
That's what... Dude, be nice. Come on. What's he saying?
He's a troll on the channel. He trolls every video I put
Oh
out.
no. Let me see if you don't mind. Have any? Are you to hold? What? When did you have any? Are you to hold? Oh wow, he's
Yeah.
really getting spicy here.
Yeah.
He's trying to do the spicy tango with us.
Yeah, like I said, Brent, I'm not gay and Michael's not gay.
No, we're both heterosexual, Steve. But
And-
the thing is, here's the thing.
I'm
okay?
a guy and Michael's a guy. I never transitioned into anything because he asked about transition.
Like I said, I don't know if you heard me say this, but we do have a roommate named John
Who's gay?
who's gay, and he's really cool. And I've always wanted to have a gay roommate. It's been a fantasy of mine, all right, because
I don't know why, but
I'll tell you why, all right, because gay guys, all right, always have the most friends who are girls. You know, really, they do, because girls are not threatened around them.
Michael's my roommate. Michael's my roommate. He's not a boyfriend.
No, I'm not gay. I love women, but I'm just saying that I've always wanted to have a gay roommate because not only that, they're also clean, and I'm very clean. I'm a neat freak.
And also I like black women, and Michael's not a black woman.
What does that have to do with?
Because he's trying to say that we're gay.
Oh, no, we're not.
Because they automatically assume that if I say roommate, they automatically have to assume that I'm gay.
No,
Yeah.
that's not. What? Is he from this country? Is he from England?
I don't know where the fuck he's from.
Maybe he might be from England, because I know over there mate means friend, but it also might, I don't know if it has some sort of a gay
Like the word
connotation to it.
like the word fag in England doesn't mean homosexual. It means a cigarette.
Right. So Steve, where are you from? Are you from the United States?
I don't think he is. I think he mentioned that he wasn't.
Okay, so is he from the UK? Why not?
I don't know where I don't know where the hell he's from. But he's, like I said, he's just a troll on the channel.
No, I'm just curious if he's from the UK or something. Because I'd like to know.
And I just let him be because every time he comments, it's pushing the video out for more views and more algorithm.
No, that's fine. I'm just curious. So Steve, if you can answer that question, are you from the UK?
Sweden.
From Sweden. Okay, so he's from a different country, you know, and you've seen Eurotrip, dude. You've seen Eurotrip, right? Rusty? I'm asking you.
Eurotrip? No, I seen Road Trip, but not Eurotrip.
Eurotrip, dude, it's, long story short, dude, basically Swedes and Europe, dude, it's very free. You know, like we were talking about before, the love and everything, it's very different over there. If we went over to Europe, we'd both be getting laid, okay? Like, left and right, because we're American.
Or if you get drunk at a bar, that could also lead to you getting laid too.
Well, yeah, here, of course, in the city, but I'm saying over there, since we're American, they're going to be all over us. That's just how it is. Like, even that movie with Bill Murray, Lost in Translation.
I've never seen that.
Oh, well, he has plenty of opportunities to get laid. In fact, he actually has 2 or 3 opportunities to get laid. One of them is with Scarlett Johansson, but he respects her relationship. Another one is with a whore that they set him up with because he's working there. So if you were working there, they'd set you up with a whore, you know, or not a whore, a call girl.
Like for me, I'd rather go to a whorehouse. I want to go to the whorehouse in Vegas.
The whorehouse in Vegas. You're talking about the Bunny Ranch?
Yep.
No, I know, dude. That's cool too.
Yeah,
I mean,
but you're gonna spend about $1,000 for the hour.
That's the problem. It's very expensive.
So you gotta save up some money. So you gotta be saving up some money.
Yeah. So. But no. Just to answer your question, Steve. No, we are not gay. We are straight. And
like I said, I like my black women, and Michael likes his blondes.
Yeah, exactly. I like blondes. I mean, I like any type of color, but typically blondes really stick out to me.
Like for me, I was into that. So like.
No, dude, I don't know. I think it has something to do with Christy Brinkley from National Lampoon's Vacation. I watched that a lot when I was younger. Maybe I shouldn't have been, but my parents loved SNL and Chevy Chase.
Well, I do too. I like SNL. I like some of the earlier stuff on SNL.
Right. And Chevy Chase was huge, as you know, because he was the first one on SNL to say, "Live from New York, it's Saturday night." You know.
And then after he left, then they started changing it and adding more and more cast members to do it.
Yeah, Bill Murray came on, and then you know about the infamous fight between them. Remember when he came back? They got into a giant fight, and John Belushi had to get in between them.
Yeah. I remember something like that, yeah.
Yeah, no, dude, it was huge, you know, and I don't know who started the fight, you know, I don't know if it was Chevy Chase or Bill Murray, because they say they're very difficult to work with.
Well, Chevy Chase was because, Chevy Chase, the reason why he left SNL is because he demanded a higher contract, and nobody knew for sure how the show was going to go.
Yeah.
And he ended up leaving the show because they refused to give him a pay raise.
But he was doing movies, I mean, dude,